You bought a cheap axe. What did you expect? Well, let's clear the air on that really quick. If you guys don't know, we've had a lot of people join the channel over the past month and a half. The videos we've been putting out have been doing fairly well compared to what they've been doing in the past. And with that influx of people coming in, I don't think a lot of you have gone back and watched any of my older content, because if you did, you would know I have no allegiance to any company or any axe. I give you guys real information based on the axes, hatchets, and tomahawks that I buy with my own money. A lot of you out there say, hey, Wes, we want to see you review this one. We want to see you review that one. And that's how I get my axes, hatchets, and tomahawks that I review. From a lot of you out there telling me to do a review on it. So I go out and buy it and review it. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We're also going to talk about, does a cheap axe equal crap? Can you get quality axes, hatchets, and tomahawks on a budget price? And does price always matter? Does it mean you're going to get something great? Well, let's talk about it. And I'll tell you guys where my stance is on all of that. Let's get into it. So recently I've been getting a lot of new comments into these videos that I've been putting out, which I really do appreciate, and I really do enjoy a difference of opinion. I appreciate when you guys go into the comment section and say, hey Wes, I disagree with you. Here's my experience. I've said that from the beginning. I don't block people because they don't agree with me or they have a difference of opinion. I don't want to stay in a soundboard with like-minded people all the time. That's how we grow. That's how I grow, from learning from you guys. But then I get comments like this. I totally get it, guys. Before I started making content almost 3 years ago, I was on YouTube watching people, and I get it. Some people out here are doing it just for the money, and I totally understand that. But I'm not. And I've told you guys in the past why I'm not, and I feel like at this point in time I've proven it. 98% of the axes, hatchets, and tomahawks I do reviews on this channel are bought by me, by going to work, getting a paycheck, and then buying them. I have got axes, hatchets, and tomahawks from companies before, and I'm fully transparent. Tell you guys, this company sent me the axe, right? Hey, they sent it to me, and I talk all about it. I've even talked about the conversations that I've had with the company's rep or owner about how I think they can improve the axe, hatchet, or tomahawk that they've sent me based on the review that I did. Or I appreciated them wanting to send me things, but I wasn't interested. I've told you guys that before too. I've turned down a lot of companies that have wanted to send me things just because I didn't care for either their stance or the axe, hatchet, or tomahawk they were sending me. I could look at it and go, this just isn't going to work out very well, okay? Now, you guys got to remember something. I'm coming from a standpoint of throwing axes for years, kind of by myself. I'm not really in the industry. I kind of do things on my own. I don't do a ton of research on companies and know all the drama and all the backstory on companies. I just don't care to know. I'm worried about bigger things in this world other than what a company's done with a sticker or a logo or whatever. And that's another topic for another video. But what I'm saying is that you guys can't expect me to know every backstory to every company. So when I pick an axe, hatchet, or tomahawk to do a review on, I'm picking it based on the axe and the axe alone. That's it. What you guys send me to review and what I look at and say, wow, this looks good, or wow, a lot of people are buying this, let's do a review on it. I don't know what the company's got going on in the background. If you guys want to tell me, I'll listen. I've recently talked to a YouTube content creator who does knife and axe throwing, who's told me something about a particular company that I'm never going to buy their axe or do a review on their axe. And he's shown me proof of how scandalous they are. They're stealing people's designs. They're stealing this. They're stealing that. At that point in time, I go, I'm never doing a review for them. And they've asked me to review one of their axes in the past, and they wanted to give it to me for free, and I turned them down. I said, I'm not doing that, because I found out some more information and then came back and said I'm not interested. Some of you have issues with some of the axes, hatchets, or tomahawks that I do reviews on. Totally understandable. If you don't like the company, that's on you. Totally understand probably why you don't like them. You had a bad experience. They did something to you. The axe, hatchet, or tomahawk you got was crappy. It didn't perform the way that they said it would, or it wasn't up to spec. But if you guys would go back into my comment section and go back into my playlist, you would see I've had the same experience as you have. But I don't know your personal experiences. Telling me that I shouldn't do a review on an axe, hatchet, or tomahawk and I'm a shill because you had a bad experience. Guys, I don't know what your experiences are. I don't even know most of you. I'm just doing it just to do it for the love of it. And I told you guys from the beginning that when I did reviews, it was going to be based on finding the best axes out there, regardless of where they come from. I don't care if they come from China. I don't care if they come from Sweden. I don't care if they come from the Ukraine, America, wherever. I'm going to review them because people are asking me to review them and because a lot of people are buying them, regardless if I make this video or not. On this axe, hatchet, or tomahawk, a bunch of people out there are buying them. I know how some of you feel about Chinese axes. Totally understand. Totally get it. But whether or not I do a review on that axe, hatchet, or tomahawk or not, people are still going to buy them. So in one hand, I get what you're saying, but on the other, if I do a review on it and it's crap, and I make a video and I say, guys, stay away from this axe, hatchet, or tomahawk, it's crap, then I've saved a lot of people from buying it. I understand that the Chinese market is huge over here in America when it comes to the tactical axes, which is something that we've done a lot of this year, which is what the main focus is this year on Midgard Axe, is doing tactical axes. And there's a bunch of Chinese ones. Recently, I did one on the Marine Corps Tactical Tomahawk by MTech USA. A lot of you guys didn't like the fact that the Marine Corps is using a Chinese-made axe. And you guys let me know that in the first impressions and unboxing. And I totally understand that. And it is legit. I went and checked. They are an approved vendor on the Marine Corps' vendor list. It's easy to go find. If you guys want to go check it out, you can. I don't like that. And I made that clear in the second video. But you guys got to remember that there's always two parts to these videos. The initial first impressions and unboxing, and then the actual review. So before you guys light me up, and the first impressions and unboxing, come back for the second video where I tell you guys my ultimate opinion. I'm not going to give you an honest opinion based on a first impression. I know there's experts out there that can just look at it and say how it's going to perform, but that's, to me, is disingenuous. I need to test it. The SOG Voodoo Hawk Mini. A lot of you had issues with that too. And a lot of people went in the comment section saying that it's crap and it's this and that. But if you would go to the second video when I did the review on it, it held up. It performed. And I even did somewhat of a torture test on it, and it's still functional. No issues at all throwing it still. I get the fact that you don't like it's made in China, but you guys got to put that stuff aside. Think about it from a different standpoint. All these axes, hatchets, or tomahawks that I'm reviewing are not based on where they're coming from or who they're made by. It's based on the axe and the axe alone. If you guys want to tell me your experience with the company or with your axes or hatchets or tomahawks you've got from them, I'm all ears. And I want to hear what your experience is. But you guys got to remember that I'm testing these based on the axe and the axe alone. I want to prevent people from buying crap axes. And I want to keep people buying ones that are of quality. Does a cheap axe always mean that it's of bad quality? No, it doesn't. The Mossy Oak Walmart hatchet that I did a review on not too long ago. I beat the hell out of that thing, and it's still working. My 11-year-old daughter throws it. She watches my YouTube channel along with my other two kids. My fourth one is 2 years old, so she can't watch YouTube, even though she'll watch it with the other ones. And I wouldn't say this if it wasn't true, because my kids would call me out, and that's not who I am. I'm not that person. I give you guys honest opinions. And I've always said that I'd rather be honest and be wrong than to lie and look like a fool. And that's how I'm going to always keep it. That mossy oak hatchet is of good quality for the price. It's like $15. Now, my daughter has thrown it and has torn the edge all up. It's got edge rollover. It's got gouges in it. It's kind of softer steel. But the handle quality is of good tenure. I don't know what to tell you guys. It just works. It just works. It held up. She still throws it. I can put an edge on it for $15. It's not bad. But if you want to compare that to like a Gränsfors axe, or you want to compare it to the American Tomahawk Model 1, it's not the same. And you shouldn't be comparing these two and saying they're the same, because they're not. They're just not. Have some realistic expectations, which is what I've had to tell myself when I started this YouTube channel. You got to have realistic expectations. If you go into a $15 hatchet review expecting $200 performance, you're not going to get it. But sometimes these $15 hatchets will perform better than a $70 axe or hatchet, right? And I've proven that too. Now, I understand that some of these axes, hatchets, and tomahawks are made a certain way based on work or camping or survival or axe throwing. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if the axe performs, regardless of the price, I'm going to tell you that. Now, some of these axes, hatchets, and tomahawks that are made of quality do bring a higher price. Like the American Tomahawk Model 1. That's of good quality, guys. I know it's kind of expensive, coming in at like $180 some. But in my experience with the review that I did on it, throwing it, it just, regardless of whether or not the thing holds up or not, it flies great in the air. It's one of the best tomahawks I've ever thrown. But then adding on to it that it took abuse and it's still throwing, it's still able to be taken off that wall over there and thrown after all that abuse I put through it on the review, tells me that it's of quality. And when it's of quality, I tell you guys it is, and I recommend you buying it. And that's just how it goes here on Midgard Axe. There's nothing that I can do personally about these axes and hatchets and tomahawks coming from other countries like China that are flooding the market. I'm just trying to review them because I go onto Amazon, I look at this thing, and I see that 500 of them have been bought in the past month. And I go, I need to do a review on this. Because if it's of quality, great. If it sucks, I want to prevent people from buying it. And that's exactly what I've done. Now, as far as people saying you're shilling for this and shilling for that, I'm just going to say this, guys. I have taken emails from companies that have wanted to send me axes before. I've got the axes in, and you guys know what video I'm talking about if you've been with me for any period of time, longer than maybe a year or two. And I've sent the axes back and said, I'm not doing a review on them, right? Remember that company that was like really excited about me reviewing a pair of their axes? They sent me a pair of them and I made an entire video on it and was like, what the hell is this? I called out the owner and said, why would you send me this? And I told him on camera on the video, please send me a return shipping slip so I can return these back to you because I'm not even going to throw them. I could have made a video, shown from the side, oh yeah, they're okay, thrown them and said, yeah, they're of decent quality, and prevented the drama from it. But that's not what I stand for here. And it never will be. I'm legitimately testing these things and finding out which ones are good and which ones are not. And you may not agree with my testing method. You may say, well, Wes, some of those axes, hatchets, tomahawks are not designed for axe throwing. And I tell you guys that too, right? If they don't perform, if they break or whatever, I say, hey, look, they're not designed for that. But then I give you all the pros of it. But in my experience, in my opinion, doing axe throwing for so many years, I've come to find that a quality axe, hatchet, or tomahawk, regardless if it's made for axe throwing or not, if it can be thrown at a target legitimately with a bit strike over and over and over again and take abuse and it holds up, then it's worth buying. And that's exactly what I tell you guys at the end of every single one of my reviews. I'm bringing you guys this information and I'm reiterating the fact of where Dave and I stand so there's no question. We are not beholden to any company, manufacturer, axe. We have no allegiance to any of them. The only allegiance we have on this channel is to you and to the axe that we're reviewing, and that's it. Guys, there are some axes, hatchets, or tomahawks that I've done reviews on, and I don't actually care for the company based on my previous experience with them. But I'm not going to hold that against the company when it comes to the axe, because the review is based on the axe and the axe alone. I have to remain unbiased here. It's easy to get biased when you're doing reviews. Oh, I don't like that company, so I'm not going to review their axe. SOG is a great example. We've had a 2 out of 3 completion ratio with reviews where they held up, 1 failed. I'm not the biggest fan of SOG. I'm not. And some of their stuff is quality and some isn't. And that's kind of how it goes with these things. But I try to remain unbiased when I get it. And I say, I got to do a review on this axe, and this is what I'm concentrating on, nothing else. All the rest of that stuff is background noise. Now, if you guys want to bring me some more information that I can take into consideration before I do a review for a certain company or a certain axe, hatchet, or tomahawk, please let me know. Send me an email and I'll take it into consideration. If they're doing some crazy, illegitimate stuff, then I won't review any of their axes. But you got to give me some proof here. I'm not going around checking all that stuff. I'm more worried about the country and where we're headed at and trying to do some stuff in the back with all this crap that's coming out in our country than I am with finding out if a company ripped off a sticker logo. That's in the background right now for me. But I'll take it into consideration if you give me some evidence showing that a company's doing something that's illegitimate, and we'll tell them to kick rocks and we won't do a review on their axes anymore. That's the point of this channel. I want to bring you guys real information based on the testing that I do, based on the axe and the axe alone. So I hope you guys understand that. Please in the comment section let me know if there's anything I can do to improve my reviews or to improve the information that I'm giving you. I'm all ears. Dave and I are totally open to listening to the critiques you guys have for us. Just keep it respectful. I'm respectful to you guys. I'm honest with you guys, and I expect the same in return. That'd be really cool. So I appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate your support. And like always, guys, it's always for the love of these axes. But until next time, see ya.